What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. So I guess we'll put the Uncharted 4 countdown series on hold for today for once, because there is this PS4.5 topic that I just needed to get into because I feel it's really important. Yeah, I mean, I think the first rumors started coming in about a month ago or something, right? About this apparent new PS4.5, aka the PS4K or whatever, this apparently upgraded version of the PS4 that would be coming out somewhere this year, where a lot of rumors were suddenly being spread around and everybody was really surprised about it. Some people really didn't know what to think about it, including myself actually. But throughout these weeks it has become more and more apparent that it actually is a thing. It is going to happen, and I just thought it was a super interesting topic to talk about. So let's talk about the new rumors that we actually got yesterday that make it seem very apparent and pretty much proof that it is going to happen this year. So apparently Sony uses the code name PS4 or the Neo PS4 I guess, which of course stands for the new PS4 basically. And there's some details that so far got leaked by a lot of insiders about the specs of the device, and this is really deep stuff that if you're not into hardware, you're really not going to understand what it means, but I'm going to get it out of the way anyway. So if we compare the original PS4 with the Neo, then the original PS4 has a CPU, so a core processing unit, with 8 Jaguar cores that run at 1.6 gigahertz, and then this new one will also have 8 Jaguar cores that run at 2.1 gigahertz. The GPU, so the graphical chip, on the original PS4 is a AMD GCN with 18 CUs at 800 megahertz. Once again, really complicated. But the new PS4 will have the same AMD GCN, just slightly improved, with 36 CUs at 911 megahertz. And then finally we have the memory, which has pretty much stayed almost the exact same, 8 gigabytes of GDDR5. The only difference is that on the PS4 it's 176 gigabytes per second, and on the Neo PS4 it's 218 gigabytes per second. So if we simply look at this, right, you don't have to be a real expert to realize that this new PS4, the difference is there, but it's not a lot. It's not a massive difference. So basically what this means in general is and what you should expect is that if you have one of these games on PS4 right now, take the example of say Fallout 4, that game doesn't run very well, right? It doesn't even manage to get a real stable frame rate of 30 frames per second, plus the game looks quite terrible if you'd ask me. So what this new PS4 would allow for Fallout 4 to do is, I think, to this time around, run at an actual stable frame rate, while at the same time maybe increasing the graphics slightly. So that would be, cool, but it's not a massive leap. It's not a real console leap or something like that, so don't expect crazy things from this new PS4. Apparently Sony is actually allowing the device, or enabling the device, to have a 4K image output, so you are able to play games at 4K apparently, but I can once again only imagine that those games will not look very well or will not play super smooth or whatever like that, because to be able to do 4K, of course, you're gonna have to make sacrifices in other fields. Apart from that, and that's the good news I guess, this is going to be the exact same console. If you already own a PS4, this Neo PS4 is not going to be much of a difference, except for playing games at a higher frame rate and while looking maybe slightly better. It is the exact same, like, how should I call it, you're still gonna have your PlayStation network. The games you have on PS4 will all run on the Neo PS4, and it's actually the other way around as well. Apparently there are no Neo only games. There's nothing that's actually going to be exclusive. All the games that come out on the Neo will also be able to be played on your original PS4. And then the cool thing is that the way Sony is doing it is apparently that all the games that come out from October 2016 must be made with 2 different versions in mind. So the developers actually have to make sure that their games can run on both the Neo and also the original PS4. And apparently also the Neo is just going to cost $399, so basically the normal price of the PS4 when it launched back in 2013. I think right now there's a price cut, of course, so it doesn't cost that much anymore. But this new PS4 apparently will be running for $399, and this is kind of my thing right now. My opinion on this is that I'm quite a big fan of the idea. I think we've known this from the beginning, is that the PS4 has this x86 architecture, right? Basically this PC hardware that allows developers to really quite easily make the same kind of games for better hardware, if you get what I mean. The hardware is gonna be the exact same architecture this time around, meaning that they can easily port their games to actually make them even better for the Neo. A cool thing as well that Sony apparently introduced is they will give developers the possibility to patch their games. So if we look at Uncharted 4 right now, you know, that comes out of course in May now basically. Naughty Dog will be able to update a game like that, and I imagine the exact same is going to happen with games that have very long lags. So take multiplayer games like Battlefield 4, they will be able to get updated, you know, to have a slightly better running version. And I think in general the way you should look at it is really there's nothing to complain about if you're going to stick to your original PS4. You're still going to have the exact same system running, you know, all games. There's not going to be any games you will be missing out on if you won't get a Neo. No, you're simply going to get the exact same thing that you would have gotten if the Neo didn't exist. And if you are one of those people that is willing to upgrade, what you're simply going to get is games that run slightly better, that look slightly better, and that's it. You're going to play the same games all around. So I honestly feel that Sony is just going to call this device the PS4 Slim once like they always did basically. It's literally the exact same thing, just slightly better. And that's why I honestly am kind of excited about it. I do think I would be upgrading myself, because I would just sell my old PS4 and then, you know, I would only have to pay a small amount to make up for it, right? And actually be able to play games on here. But I think it's cool that, you know, you will be able to play those games while running slightly better. This is basically what, you know, the PC has done for so many years, right? You know that if you buy a PC this year, that is going to be outdated by the next year. And the same counts for a mobile phone. You know, you buy a Galaxy S7, I think we're at right now. You buy a Samsung Galaxy S7. You know that right now it's going to be awesome, but in you know, next year will be pretty much outdated, right? Because there's going to be an S8 on the market. Does that mean you're missing out? No, you're still going to be playing the exact same apps, exact same games. They will run, you know, very well, and it's only really going to be in say 3, 4, 5 years that you actually will be pretty much forced to upgrade, because then you really can tell that your phone is completely outdated and that certain apps simply won't be made for it anymore. And the exact same is going to happen when we eventually get a PS5 or something like that. So I honestly don't see a lot of reason to complain. I think this is a pretty cool initiative for those people that are willing to you know, make that investment to upgrade. Yeah, they'll simply get a better PS4, which is always a good thing in my book. And if you already, you know, if you already have a PS4 and are not willing to upgrade, then that's fine. You know, stick with your original PS4 and you're going to play games great. You're going to play them just fine. Games will still be made for them. You're not going to be missing out on anything. So yeah, I'm quite positive myself about this whole thing, and I'm very interested to see, of course, more details about the device. But then for now, that was the video, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, of course, your thoughts in the comments about the Neo PS4, and then I hope you leave a like on the video, of course, if you enjoyed it, if it was helpful, because I really appreciate that support, of course. And then we'll be continuing the Uncharted 4 countdown series over the next days, of course, as usual. So yeah, for now, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.